There were 3 of them. Only 3 aisles left to stock up before I could take a break. Shortly after graduating high school, I got a job at a convenience store. I liked the job very much because they were accommodating to my college schedule. So, I mainly worked closing shift from 5 to 11:30 p.m. There was this coworker named Hugo, who I worked with frequently during the night shifts. He and I talked a lot about a wide variety of things. His focus was on the darker side of things. I didn't find anything wrong with that since I was kind of curious myself. On top of it all, he seemed like a good guy who was just curious about that stuff. On this evening while on our closing shift, Hugo approached me in the vitamins aisle. "Hey, let me ask you something," he half whispered as he slid right next to me. I looked at him in acknowledgement. "Have you ever played with the Ouija board?" I shook my head as I turned to look at him. "Nah, I heard that's dangerous. Have you?" He just smiled as he raised the miniature Ouija board keychain at me. "Not yet." I knew where he was going with this. "Uh-oh, no, not with me." "Oh, come on. It's all for fun. Do you really think this stuff really exists?" I slowly nodded. "And besides, even if it's real, do you think there would be any spirits lurking around this store?" "I don't know," I mumbled as I walked away. "And you don't even have a pointer." He opened a small opening in the Ouija keyboard and took out the planchette. "Hey man, it looks like you planned this out pretty well, huh?" I said as he grinned. I made him help me stock up my last 3 aisles before taking a break. "Alright, let's get it over with," I sighed as I walked towards the break room. We stood across from each other over the table with the miniature board centered. The pointer was so small, we each donated a finger to get it ready. And so, there we were standing over a Ouija board. "Go, begin," I echoed as I struggled to keep my finger in place of the pointer. He looked up at the ceiling, no doubt thinking of what question to ask. I thought it better to offer friendly words first. "We are humbly here tonight to communicate with anyone out there." We looked at each other as the room stood silent. "Is there anyone presently with us?" Again, we looked around the taciturn break room, and then we looked at each other as the pointer came to life. The pointer slowly slid to the Y to our dismay. "Did you just do that?" I mumbled as I backed away from the table. "Nah, you did it, man," he stammered as he too backed away near the exit door. I looked at him straight in the eye and said I did not move the pointer at all. We kept staring at the mini Ouija board for a while. We then looked at each other and began approaching the table again. "Well, we have to communicate with the spirit now," I bravely announced. We each placed a finger on the pointer. I hesitated, but I thought I should take the lead on this since Hugo looked as though he was going to faint. "Welcome. Please tell us your name." After a few moments of us looking around, the pointer moved yet again. It first glided to P, and then A. I stared at him, at an attempt to read him and determine if he was indeed moving the pointer, because it certainly was not me. All the while he kept staring at the board in disbelief. I caught the last letter the pointer visited. O. "Pablo," he whispered, as he slowly took his eyes off the board and looked at me. "Pablo, in your past life, what did you do?" I firmly asked. The pointer came to life again. C-O-O-K. Cook. He was a chef? Maybe he could cook something for us, he whispered while chuckling. I shook my head in disapproval at him. "Thank you for being with us tonight. Please be well and may you be happy wherever you go." Goodbye." The pointer quickly flinched to goodbye. We both exhaled a sigh of relief. "Hey, what's wrong with you?" I said as I slapped him in the back. He could have easily gotten upset for making the comment you made about him cooking. "Sorry, I thought it was cool that he was once a cook. And plus, I got hungry," he murmured as he walked away. After we got back out on the sales floor, he decided to tell Manny from pharmacy about our little encounter. "Dude, you guys shouldn't be doing that," Manny said sternly. "You guys can open the gates of hell and not even know it." Hugo frowned while I was unfazed. "Even your family could get harm as a result of doing this," he continued. After we both pledged not to do that again, we were both allowed to leave. The next day after coming into work, Hugo ran frantically towards me. "Dude, I think he followed me home," he said while his eyes darted from side to side to see whether someone else heard him. "Calm down," I whispered as he took a deep breath. "Okay, so what happened?" "It was late, and for some reason I woke up with a thirst that I've never felt before," he said as he looked over his shoulder for a third time. "As I made my way to the kitchen, I had this funny feeling, almost like I was being watched." I gasped for his benefit, mainly because he felt he told something ultra frightening. "So, as I was drinking some water from the fridge, I heard the dishes clank loudly together in the sink." I wonder if he dreamt all this up. I thought he was getting himself worked up over nothing. I decided to guilt trip him. "You see, Pablo was probably a little upset over your little comment last night." I was trying to keep myself from laughing at his reaction to this. He looked like he just realized something. "You really think so?" He just paced back and forth. "Well, he's gotta know I meant no disrespect. Hey, let's summon Pablo again tonight so I can apologize," Hugo stressed as he repeatedly snapped his fingers. "No way," I intervened. "We don't know if we will ever get him back again. And besides that, Manny did say it was dangerous to do that at all." "Yeah, I know, but nothing, man. Just talk to him tonight in the kitchen and simply apologize. End of story." Hugo just kept looking down. "Do you think that'll be enough?" "It has to," I whispered as a customer strolled by with a shopping cart. "It's not like he's so angry at you. I mean, he would have thrown those dishes at you if he was." He just took a long look at me as he got lost in thought. "All right, I'll do that. Thanks," he responded as he walked away. After that, I never heard anything else regarding Pablo from him again. There have been occasions where sometimes I would hear a dish in the kitchen moved ever so slightly. Even now, almost 17 years later, I would still blame it on the positioning of the dishes on the tray. But then again, I wonder if it is really Pablo.